Hi, it's Scott ROCKFILE back with another podcast review for you. Going to talk about the 4K edition of Mission Impossible 3. As I mentioned in the last two Mission Impossible reviews, I picked up earlier this year all the steel books that were re-released at Best Buy. Then Best Buy stopped doing movies, and now Walmart had them very cheap. And I've been going through them, really enjoying going back through them, actually. Even the first two, which were never my favorite ones, as much as I love Brian De Palma and John Woo, who were the directors of the first two. I just didn't think they nailed the Mission Impossible formula until the third one. Brought in a new team, J.J. Abrams, who was hot off things like Alias and about to start work on, he had started work on Star Trek. It was about to start on Star Wars. He brought in some of the Star Trek folks like Alex Kurtzman and Roberto Orci. Had the same producers, but basically new team. And man, did they nail it. From the opening scenes of this film, you are into it. And if I complained in the first two movies that it just didn't feel Mission Impossible enough, they doubled down on everything Mission Impossible, from the masks and the undercover and the clandestine and the people screwing people over. It just, everything that Mission Impossible, that you wanted out of a Mission Impossible, you finally got in the third one. It opens with just an intense scene. They started with the early ones, showing what's going to happen later in the movie. But this was literally a scene that's going to happen later in the movie. And you don't know how it's going to end because it looks like a main character gets killed. And anyway, long story short, it led to a movie that with a $150 million budget, the movie went on to gross $400 million worldwide, just under $400 million. And obviously they greenlighted many, 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 many more. It became the 8th highest grossing film of 2006, and Ghost Protocol was immediately greenlit for 2011, 5 years later. Wow. So the movie, you've seen it, maybe you haven't. I don't want to give anything away. They had a really good bad guy. I think bringing the team together, all the actors they chose to be in this movie, from Ving Rhames and Kerry Russell and Maggie Q and Lawrence Fishburne, it just added some depth, some layers. Billy Crudup is in this, Michelle Monaghan. Philip Seymour Hoffman, great bad guy. Man, I miss that actor. All in all, the movie, Philip Seymour Hoffman's bad guy has like cold water running through his veins. He will just kill you. And what he sets up and the things that he makes happen is pretty bad. And it, again, all came down to what I really wanted out of a Mission Impossible movie. Blew me away when I saw it in the theater. Still blows me away now because it's an espionage thriller on steroids. It's action-packed. It's nonstop. There's a reason why this was a big hit, and they just continued to knock them out of the park after this. I think they finally nailed the formula. And they've messed with the formula going forward, but they've always improved it. Like, the movies are continuing to get better. As far as the Blu-rays go, this is a very good-looking 4K. Has a nice lossless surround sound. It's not Dolby Atmos, but it does sound great. Matter of fact, this has been the best of the three presentations so far. I think it's a grittier shot film. It was shot on film, and it does have a grittier look to it. But that was intentional. It makes it more grounded. It makes it more real. And it makes some of the horrible things that happen to some of these characters just more impactful. The cinematography is fantastic. The music is great. All in all, I think this is like the quintessential Mission Impossible movie. If we only had the first three to judge, this would be the best one. Period. End of story. Loved Mission Impossible 3. The Steelbook, like the first two, is the silver design. It's got a new design on the front. It's got the IMF logo in color on the back. It comes with the 4K. It comes with the Blu-ray. It comes with an extra Blu-ray of extras and an IMF sticker. I got one of these in every one of the Steelbooks. I should probably put them on something, but people think I'm going to work for IMF or something. Anyway, if you haven't watched MI3 in a while, it's one of my favorite ones. It is the one where they just finally found their groove and stayed in it, continuing today. Love Mission Impossible 3. Love the Steelbook. Love the 4K. It was great all around. High marks. Coming up, my reviews of Mission Impossible 4 and 5. We'll get a little bit more into those, and a lot more podcast. Sorry, I was been enjoying the latter part of November, and we'll get back to a regular schedule coming up. So thank you for listening. Thank you for taking time out of your day. See, I'm a radio guy. I should edit some of these things, but I don't. It's live, baby. Anyway, thanks for listening. Have a spectacular day.